Hey everybody, it's Aaliyah Wilson and I am here on YouTube for the very first time. If you've been following me or keeping up with me on Instagram or Facebook, you know how nervous I am right now. I'm really awkward, but that's okay. I'm going to use it in my favor because awkward is one of the things that I am, and awkward is real. And that's what Nappy Kitchen is all about. Nappy Kitchen is about keeping it real. So welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope that you are here to stay. We are going to have a lot of fun together. I made the decision to move to YouTube because hopefully my audience will grow. I have a lot of wonderful things to say and share with you guys. And I hope that you guys will in return share a lot of wonderful things with me. This is my little sign, my little makeshift sign. It's hopefully not backwards. It's probably backwards because it's backwards for me. I'm not really tech savvy, but that's okay because I feel like I don't need a lot of flashing lights, a lot of gimmicky intros, a lot of wigs, a lot of makeups to get my point across. No offense to the people that are doing that now, but I just really believe in myself and my message. I feel like God has put something on my heart and he has broken me in a lot of ways so that I can relate to a lot of people. And I just really want to focus on real, simple, healing, and feel good fun. That's it. That's all. So this says IG for Instagram and it's at Nappy Kitchen. Please follow me on Instagram because I'm going to share a lot of updates, a lot of written blogs, a lot of material there. Nappy Kitchen is definitely a safe place for Black women, but it's a safe place for everybody. And again, if you've been keeping up with me on Instagram and Facebook this far, you know that I have notes for every show. I'm going to try to keep up. I'm going to try to stay on task, but sometimes I can get off on a tangent because I'm so passionate. But I really want to have this first introduction show to really get people in and interested in what I have to say. So bear with me. If you heard this before, I'm sorry. I'm going to repeat a little bit because I have to introduce myself and tell why you should listen to me. Why did I do this on Black Friday? So I feel like Black women really operate in the red. Black Friday, if you don't know the history behind Black Friday, I'll give you a little bit because here in the Nappy Kitchen, we learn something every time we sit down and talk. I try to teach a little bit. I'm a little bit of a nerd. I've read a lot. I learn a lot. I'm always reading. I'm a lifelong student is what I like to call myself. And so the history behind Black Friday, is that businesses often operated in the red. They used the red ink to signify the negative amounts of income or whatever. They were operating in the negative. And on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, they were able to produce Black results. So they were actually seeing results for what they were selling. And I feel like Black women in general, in our lives, in our homes, in our workplaces, in our social situations, in our relationships, we often operate in the red. All the time. We're giving more than we really have to give. Nobody really replenishes. And I wanted to use this day, this time, to just signify that we're here now. We are ready to start operating in the Black. We're going to transition from operating in the red to really producing something, really showing some results for our work and what we are doing, whether it be our marriages, our parent-child relationships, our relationships with our coworkers, our dynamics with our bosses. There are so many things that Black women carry that could be beefed up a little bit. I'm just trying to get us to the Black. And I'm speaking from personal experiences because I know how heavy it is, how hard it is to be a Black woman. And so Nappy Kitchen is really just that safe place for us to really relate and have healthy dialogue about the things that we do. I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather, but I'm going to power through. I got a little tea. Shout out to my mug. First family. Again, this show is very Black. I will always be representing things for the culture. The Obamas, my forever president, always 44. Always 44. We're going to talk politics on this show. If we ever talk about who is holding that office right now, I will not refer to him as my president. This is my president right here. If that offends you, this is not the place for you. And also, speaking of representing for the culture, if you would like your brands represented, please shout it out. Let me know. Send me something. I will buy something. I've already began in my community networking with Black-owned businesses and entrepreneurs. And so I have different things planned throughout the show where I will be dropping some names, and I hope that you all will continue to support me and other Black entrepreneurs. Let me get a little sip. So this is Nappy Kitchen's Black Friday show. We're going to move from the red to the black, hopefully. Nappy Kitchen is all about mental health, all about wellness, all about healing, all about positive vibes. I'm really going to try to teach something every episode, make real world connections to Africa, connections to the things that I've learned about slavery, connections to our history, our roots, and also my testimony. I'm going to use the things that I have been through to really pinpoint why I feel it's significant, because I feel chosen. I feel chosen by God to spread a very important message about mental health for the Black woman. I feel like the Black woman has been the pillar of American society. We have really raised Black children and white children. If you look at the history of slavery, we've really birthed and raised a nation and really been kind of forgotten. We're a forgotten pocket of people. Nobody really talks to us or about us in the way that we need to be talked to or about. And I feel like if anybody's going to represent us, we need to represent ourselves. We're always portrayed as a very one-dimensional character in social media, in politics, in movies and TV shows, and that's changing. It's 2018. That's definitely changing. Shout out to Issa Rae. Shout out to Tracy Ellis Ross, Taraji P. Henson. We have Viola Davis. We have so many women who are championing that for us and being leaders. Gabrielle Union, so many people who are doing things for Black women, but we still need different channels. We need people like me, people like you who are watching this, talking to us on a regular level, because we're not all millionaires. We're not all movie stars. We need people who are talking about those everyday things that we are going through. Like, how do we deal with our bosses? How do we raise these Black men? I was a single parent for a very long time. How do we deal with co-parenting relationships? I view my life as a success. I don't believe in small victories. I think that everything I went through was purposeful, and I'm really going to use the things, good, bad, positive, negative, everything that I've been through. I'm going to use that to really connect with people, and hopefully we can grow and learn and build together. Not just personally, I also have this to share with everyone. So I am a social worker by trade. Some people need letters after your name to trust you. So if you are looking for a professional experience, this is definitely going to be a safe place also. I don't even hang these up. They're not hang up. I went and dug these out of a closet. These were literally in the top of my stepson's closet. I promise you. But your girl got degrees. Again, shout out to Black women. Black women are the most degreed population in the United States. We hold more collegiate degrees than both sexes, men and women, and all races. You can fact check me. Drop it in the comments if I'm wrong. Go ahead. But this is my degree in social work from Limestone College. This is my name. Aaliyah Richardson. Oh, social work. So I'm a social worker. Also, I have my substance abuse. I have my substance abuse certificate. This one is with honors. So we're going to talk about substance abuse in the mental health community and its connection to mental health. I also have my mental health certificate. Oh, these are with honors too. Your girl was smart. If you need to see. I'm just showing my credentials because we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I've been through a lot personally, but I've also professionally put in the work. I've been in so many courtrooms, so many business situations, so many classrooms, so many situations where I feel like Black children, Black families, Black women were not given the proper treatment because there aren't a lot of us making decisions. A lot of people get these high positions and they really haven't lived the life that the clients or the recipient has lived. And I, fortunately, have lived both. I've actually been the recipient of those services, and I've also been the social worker. So I have a very unique perspective to a lot of those things. I was a single parent. That's actually what drove me into social work, having my son at the age of 18. So I've actually put in work in both areas. So I have a very unique experience that I'm about to bring to Nappy Kitchen and to the world. And this right here is my other degree. It's in human services, which is like social work, but it's kind of the same thing. So like I said, I'm definitely here for any type of conversation that we can have about mental health. I want to teach Black people about their brains, about their minds, about anything that we could do to really talk about the things that we need to talk about, because there's such a stigma around mental health in the Black community. And I really feel like Black women in general are looked at to be so strong when we really don't have to be. So we're really going to get in there, guys. We're going to have fun, but we're going to keep it real and we're going to take it seriously, very seriously. Let me put this up. I don't even hang these up. Like I said, a lot of people need letters after people's names to trust what they're saying. But I've definitely been broken by God. I really have. So even without all of that, there are things that you can read in a book to tell you how to relate to people. But if you will allow me for a minute to share some of the things that I've been through personally, if you give me a moment to just share my testimony, and hopefully that also will keep you rocking with Nappy Kitchen. Like I said, this is my introduction episode, and if you've been keeping up with me on Facebook and Instagram already, and if you've heard some of this before, I'm sorry, but I just need to repeat it for my new viewers, and hopefully you guys will trust that I'm doing this for the right reasons. I really just want to show people that you can connect with people on a very basic level. Like I said, I don't need lots of songs, lots of lights, lots of flashy things flying at you across the screen. I just really want to talk to you. I want to create a space. If I share something about my story and someone drops something in the comments about their story, that might lead to a conversation that could eventually save a life. That's what I'm trying to do, because I've had so many dark moments. I've had so many times where I have felt alone, that if I can keep someone from feeling alone or feeling less than, then my work is done. I feel fulfilled in that. So let's start at the beginning. Let me sip a little tea. We might get real. So let's start at the beginning. I was born to my mom and dad in 1987. Shout out to my 87 babies. We had a good life. We did. I had a very loving family unit in the beginning, and I had very happy childhood memories until I was about 8 years old. I just remember my mom saying that she was going to work one day, and then she didn't come back. And that set up a lot of issues for me very early on. Being an 8-year-old girl, dealing with that, still to this day, I have issues with abandonment. I still get very insecure when people choose to leave me, when people choose to exit my life. I was very sad. I was very anxious, a very depressed child. I dealt with bullying at school. I kept it inside. I was very afraid to tell people what my desires, my hopes, my wishes, my dreams were, because I felt like if my own mother could leave me, then I probably wasn't worth anything. I had very low self-esteem as a child. I grew up very, very sad, and I felt very, very lonely. But even still, through all of that, I was able to make it. I still went to school. My dad did the best he could. He raised my sister and I. We made it out okay. We grew up poor. We didn't have everything that we wanted, but we always had what we needed. My father did very well in that, but still there were lots of struggles here and there that we will talk about. We will talk about what it is to be a struggling Black family in this world. Also, what it is to be a sad kid, a sad little girl. I talk a lot about Black girl magic. I really had to build myself up in a lot of ways that people didn't really realize that I was doing. And I'm ready to talk about that now. I'm just reading my notes. Yes, so let me stay on track. I get so passionate. You guys will soon learn that about me. Keep me on task. Let's see, where was I? Yeah, so my dad did the best he could. We were raised by a single dad, but that was rough. We were poor. My grandparents helped us out a lot, but my mom, she abandoned me, and I've had to deal with that. I struggle with anxiety and depression and bullying. And when I went to school, I went off to college. I wound up pregnant my freshman year, my very first semester. I went to school with my high school sweetheart, and he ended up leaving me and marrying someone else, and that left me depressed again. She was a different race than I was, and I internalized that. My child's father marrying a white woman really took a toll on my mental health. A great deal of my postpartum experience was attached to that. So I will definitely talk about that, how it was rebuilding myself after that. I had a lot of work to do when it came to my mental health as a mother. I definitely will talk about that, because I feel like, again, Black women don't really have a space to talk about their mental health and depression. Also, teen moms. We see a lot of teen moms who are having these children, but do you ever talk about postpartum with teen moms? You're just kind of writing them off. I dealt with postpartum depression as an 18-year-old kid. Nobody checked on me. I literally had to get it out the mud. I rebuilt myself in a lot of ways. And I'm not really blaming anyone for that, because I got myself into that. But I also want to say that that isn't really a healthy practice. We definitely need to reach out to people and check on people. Even though they made mistakes, we still need to service them in the way that they need to be serviced. But moving forward, even after I had my son and, built myself up after that depression, I was broke. I was a single parent. I dealt with eviction notices on my door. I was a struggling social worker. Social work isn't the highest paying field of work, and I was working long hours trying to make that career work. I, struggled through school, getting all these degrees and certifications while keeping my son out of the streets, keeping him involved. He's doing well. He's wonderful. I will talk about that. He's fluent in Spanish, and he's an amazing student athlete. I feel like, again, I don't believe in small victories. I view my son and my relationship with my son as a success story. So we will talk about that. After dealing with all of that, I ended up almost dying. I had a car accident. God decided to literally break me physically, mentally, once again, financially. I woke up one morning with $52,000 worth of hospital debt, a broken face, a broken spine, a broken tailbone, couldn't walk, barely could talk, out of work again, eviction notices again, still, trying to raise my son, be here for him, still all of this rebuilding. So many times I found myself in situations where I needed to be stronger than I knew how to be. And I felt so alone in those moments, because as a Black woman, sometimes we don't let on to how hard things really are for us. We really don't talk about it because I feel like just as a society, not just as a Black woman, I feel like Black people in general are very hesitant when it comes to opening up about what's really going on. And I really want to put an end to that. I want to say that it's okay. I feel like that's why God put me through so much, so that I could say it's okay to talk about these things. And it may really take me being transparent about the things that I've gone through so that people can say, you know what? Dang, if she putting herself out there like that, maybe it's okay for me to talk about this. And maybe you might go home a little lighter. And maybe you might make a different choice instead of picking up that bottle to self-medicate, or, picking up something and doing something stupid. You might hop on Nappy Kitchen and, type me a letter, shoot me an email. Definitely, I'll share my email address because I definitely take feedback and emails. Advice column is definitely coming soon. There are so many things that I want Nappy Kitchen to be. But moving forward with my testimony, there are so many things that I went through after that accident. They're being handicapped. Needing to humble myself, going from this strong woman who I felt was capable of all of these things. I'm independent. I got my own place. I got the degrees behind me. I've got my own job. I'm raising my son. And now I'm handicapped. I can't even walk to the back. My sister had to wheel me out of the hospital in a wheelchair. I couldn't even walk to the bathroom by myself. It was so many things surrounding that. The things that I did in the name of love. Having low self-esteem as a Black woman, and how it impacted my choices when it came to men. There are so many things that I want to talk about. I'm married now. I would like to share my testimony as a new wife. So many things, like I said, that there are that we're going to jump into. Friend issues. This year has been crazy for me. It was the best year of my life and also the worst year of my life. I have lost 5 friends this year. 5. I'm not going to name them because Nappy Kitchen isn't an opportunity for me to have a pity party for myself or out anybody about any wrongdoings. But being a Black woman and having significant friendships or loss of significant friendships is serious. It can take a toll on your mental health because you're dealing with so many things. We work with women who don't know how to interact with us. We come home to husbands who may not know how to heal or console or support us. We are the matriarchs of our families. Children aren't supposed to pour into us. We're supposed to pour into our children. So we need our friendships. So yes, friendships are significant. There's in 2018, there's just such my cutoff game is so strong. I don't need friends, no new friends. Like that is such a thing now, but I really want to bring back that softness, the softer side to a Black woman. Yes, we do need friends. We're lovers. We're nurturers. We have such big hearts. I feel like we've been hardened by so many things that we've gone through as a society, as a cultural group, that we've just become what these hip hop lyrics say that we are. When we're really not that. We're not basketball wives. I feel like the world views us as that, but we're really not. Our friendships are not that. When you're turning on your TV on that Monday night or whenever it comes on, you're watching this on VH1, and you think that we're okay with our relationships falling apart and being dismantled by like this, when that's really not the case. That is really not healthy. Those relationship dynamics that we're seeing on reality TV are not healthy. That is not the way that our lives should be panning out. And it happens because, no offense, those are real women, but those shows are scripted. I want to be reality TV for real. That's why I don't have all the gimmicks. That's why I don't have, again, all the flashy things. I am going to have special guests. I am going to bring people on. Again, this is just an intro episode, so it's just me talking right now, but we're going to start at the beginning. I want to be very genuine with this healing. I'm going to do the mother series first on Nappy Kitchen, and I spoke about not growing up with my mother, and I'm very pleased to announce that my mother is going to be my first special guest. She's going to help me work on a project, a very special Nappy Kitchen product. We're going to develop a cookbook together because growing up, I always wanted my mother's recipes. My mother is an amazing cook. She's an awesome cook. And growing up without her, obviously, she didn't teach me how to cook. I didn't learn how to cook from her. I didn't spend a lot of time with her in the kitchen. That just wasn't our setup. That wasn't our normal. But I want to encourage everyone out there that it's never too late. It's never too late to begin healing. You don't have to wait until the situation is perfect. My mother is still dealing with the things that she was dealing with when she abandoned us, and we'll talk about that eventually in other shows. I have a whole lineup planned, but she is still dealing with the things that she was dealing with when she left us. I have worked on myself enough to forgive her for those things, and I'm ready to work on our relationship, and I'm going to do that in front of the world, basically. Whoever's watching on YouTube, we are going to do this together. We're going to heal that relationship. It's time for Black women to operate in the Black. I've been operating in the red for so much of my life, and I'm tired of that. So this Black Friday is significant. This is my intro episode, but it's really more than that. I'm taking my life out of the negative. I'm moving forward. I'm going to start seeing production in so many areas. Nappy Kitchen is already an LLC, so it's more than just the YouTube shows. It's more than just the conversations that we're having. I have an entire business plan about how to make money for myself, but also for other people. Hopefully I can do that. And if not, that's okay, because it already feels good. I'm already helping myself. I'm already helping my mom. I'm already helping people. I'm inspiring people. I get letters. People stop me on the street. They say, "Hey, Nappy Kitchen," and call me Nappy Kitchen. And it feels so good, because I know that the people that have been watching on Instagram and Facebook already feel me a little bit. And that feels so wonderful. Let me jump into my notes. So back to teaching every episode. So I really feel like part of what is wrong with the Black community, most specifically in America, is slavery. That's just one of the things. But slavery really changed us. If you look at African society versus African American societies, there are very distinct differences, and most of those differences can be pinpointed back to slavery. So we're going to talk about a lot of the things that I have read, and I want to encourage anyone, if you've read books, drop them in the comments. If you know somebody who's having a workshop or a seminar or anything you want to share, please let us know. If I'm talking about something, you feel like I'm wrong about something, challenge me. The only way that we're going to grow as a community is to challenge one another, to bounce ideas off of one another. I just really feel like Black women are everything. I really do. I know everybody doesn't share that perspective, but that is just really how I feel. I really feel like Black women are everything. So many things that we have been through in this country. If you take the survival gene that we possess, we hit the shores soon as we stepped off the boat, and we had to watch our men be sold to different places and really raise whoever was left. You know, the children that we had. For example, if I was a family of 4, my husband and my 2 sons and we were slammed packed into this boat, and we hit the shores of South Carolina and Charleston. As soon as we hit that auction block, my husband got sold off to Virginia, and one of my sons got sold off to Macon, Georgia. And here I am, me and my son, we get to stay here in South Carolina. I am then charged with the task of raising the son that I have left, encouraging my husband who's leaving me to stay strong, and my son who's young and not a man yet to stay strong. That mindset created the Black woman that I am today. So when we see this hardened depiction of what I am now in 2018, we also have to understand what it came from. It came from a woman who was strong enough to have her own child that she birthed ripped out of her arms, but sit and nurse the master's child, you know? So I'm watching my child pick cotton on the field while I'm in the nursery in the master's house raising his kids. And it's still the same mindset as a social worker. I had to send my child off to after school programs while I'm working long hours, and I am the champion for all of these children of different races, and everybody trusts me as a social worker to make decisions. But then I go into a meeting with my own son, and they look at me, they take one look at me as a young mom and deem me unfit. It's like literally the same mentality. Hundreds of years later, I can feel as a Black woman the oppression. I feel the pressure. I also feel crazy because I don't have an outlet to vent those feelings to, that frustration, because I know that there are so many other Black women who can feel that sentiment. I know that if I say to so many Black women, when you go into the schools, how many looks do you get from teachers or principals? Do you feel how do you feel? I know that there are so many Black women who've experienced that, and that's just one topic. I could do a whole episode about how it feels to be a young Black mom in the school system. My son goes to a predominantly white school. I could do a whole hour-long episode about that, and that's just one experience. And so there are so many things that I want to talk about from the Black woman perspective, and I feel like if other people watched it, then they would know how we feel about things, and then we could all heal together, and the world would be a better place. Because Black women are always fixing things. We fix things for everyone else, and we need to fix and heal ourselves. It's time for us to move from the red into the Black. I'm so ready for this. I'm so passionate, and I hope that you guys are too. Excuse me. And I could have waited to do this episode until I felt better, but I really feel like the time is now. I feel such a charge. I feel such a charge over my life. I feel such a charge over my existence. I just really feel like every single thing that I've been through has been purposeful. I really want to use that to encourage whoever is watching. You really don't have to wait until you're perfect to start ministering or making a difference. The blessing is really in your imperfection. If you are a religious person and you read your Bible or whatever religion you follow, most of the stories that you are taking advice or inspiration from are from imperfect people. They're in a storm, they're in a struggle, they're in some chaotic situation. So apply that logic to your own life. Your blessing, the blessing that you are, is really in your imperfection. I really wanted to initially wait until I was all together. I was like, I don't have a fancy camera. I don't have someone to edit my videos. I don't have I don't have a fancy Nappy Kitchen banner. And then God just spoke to me. He just said, go ahead, go for it now. I am literally on my camera phone. That's it. That's all I've ever had. That's it. And I'm probably going to keep it that way. I really just want to keep it simple. I have so many ideas that I know could work in a very simple way. And I just need for people to believe in me. That's why I just wanted to hop on here and tell my story. If you could just like this, if you could just repost this, if you could just share this, because I can't do this alone. I really want to wake people up. I really want to wake up the Black community. I just want to wake the entire world up. Hold on. I gotta wipe my nose. Okay, I'm back. But I just really want to wake up the entire community, because this is really how I feel about what's going on in the United States right now. I really feel like Donald Trump is a call to action. I feel like the displays of bigotry and sexism and racism that we are seeing in the news. For example, there were teachers who dressed up as Mexicans on the border in a classroom, an elementary school classroom. There are mothers who are dressing their children up in blackface. All of this is not new, but we're seeing it more. There are crimes, violent crimes, and even deaths occurring. A couple of weeks ago, within like a week span, we had shootings. The Muslim mosque that was shot up So many things that are occurring since Donald Trump has taken office. I really feel like it's a call to action. We have pictures of people showing the white supremacy sign. We have those high school students who were doing the Hitler sign, and they were high school students. This is very disturbing. But I want to say this: white supremacy, or the idea of white supremacy, is something that has always continued to reinvent itself. White supremacists, the leaders, will always find a way to breed a new generation of new leaders. They will continue to wake up that idea that they are the supreme race by any means necessary, even if it takes teachers dressing up as Mexicans on the border and going into an elementary school like it's okay. So I say all this not to create anger or hate. That's okay. I'm not even worried about that, because that has always been something that's been done in America time and time again. But we as Black people, we as minorities or people of color, have to continue to also reinvent ourselves to counteract that. We also need to wake up. We also need a call to action. Nappy Kitchen is just one of those things. So you see so many people, so many famous people that are now talking about mental health, so many famous people that are talking about their own rights, so many women who are talking about women's rights, so many people of color that are talking about equality. We need to continue to do that. I want Nappy Kitchen to be just one medium of a lot of things that we need to do. We need as many things as we can do to educate ourselves, number one, because while we're talking about these issues that Black women deal every day, we're also going to talk about the real stuff. We're going to talk about our history. We're going to make real world connections. I'm going to drop knowledge. I really am. I'm going to do what I can to make sure that we are waking ourselves up, because we need that. We need that for the next generation. We don't need to go home and just turn on Basketball Wives. No shade. But we don't need to do that. The time is now for us to take ourselves seriously. We really have to counteract everything that we're doing. We really need to go home and start talking to our kids about their history. We need to wake our kids up just as much as they're waking their kids up. They're creating new leaders every day. These police officers are going home and teaching their kids the way to act and interact. So we need to do the same. And not in a hateful way, because I do believe, I'm not a racist person. I do believe in coexisting. I don't believe in a supreme race. I don't believe in that. I believe in God. I don't believe in a supreme race or a supreme religion. I don't believe that we were put here to fight against one another. I don't believe that we were put here to judge one another. I don't believe that we have the capacity to do that. If God really wanted us to do that, I feel like he would have made us more like him, capable of moving in between the heavens and the earths that way, but we can't. We're here. He made us stationary, and we're supposed to create a heaven on earth. That's truly what I believe. So I believe in making peace while I'm here, and I want to make peace with everybody that I can make peace with. But those who are unwilling to make peace with me, I feel like I need to protect myself against those individuals. That's what I'm saying. And so these days, it's 2018. We have camera phones, and so many things are getting reposted. So the things that we are seeing aren't new. This has been continuing to go on in America. We're just seeing it more. So now that we are seeing it more, we need to understand that we need to do exactly what they are doing. White supremacy is not new. So for every teacher that wants to go and dress up like a Mexican in her classroom, that's fine. You can do that, sweetie, because we need to make sure that we're sending our kids to school equipped. We can't trust the schools to just educate our students alone. We need to make sure that we're healthy enough as mothers, as sisters, as aunties. I'm speaking to Black women. I'm speaking to the queens right now. We need to make sure that we're healthy enough to lead our families in the way that they need to be led. I teach my son about his roots every day. I teach him about the king that he is every day, because that's what we're dealing with. You see people like LeBron James, who is the epitome of a basketball player, He is a businessman. He is smart and successful, and people still telling him to shut up and dribble. I use this example to my son. I tell him, you know, it doesn't matter how far you are, how much money you have, you're still going to be black in their eyes. And so instead of teaching him that he's still black in their eyes, I tell him that he's always a king. You are always a king. He walks with that armor every day. And so for us to raise children who are always a king, always kings and queens, excuse me, we need to realize that we are always kings and queens as adults. So we're really going to get into the nitty gritty and really wake up the true black woman. Black women are queens. We always have been. That is just in us. That's what I mean when I say we are everything. I don't mean that, you know, we're better than anyone. I just mean in a true sense of who we are royal. We are survivors. We are game changers. We are way makers. We are miracle workers. All of that, you know, we know that because we've seen it. I'm going to review my notes and make sure that I'm getting to everything. We're 40 minutes in. I'm going to try to keep Nappy Kitchen episodes to an hour. If you've been keeping up with me on Facebook and Instagram, shows are usually an hour. And I usually have help. I usually have feedback from an audience. Usually the shows are live. I don't have feedback right now, and that makes me very nervous. And thank you guys for watching. If you're still watching, I really appreciate the love. I really do. I really feel such, again, I just want to repeat, I really feel such a charge over my life. I really feel like this is really going to help a lot of people. Again, I have the professional credentials. We're going to talk about mental health in a way that's so relatable. You know, come home, put on some sweats, and let's get real about the stuff that we go through. Let's see. Oh, yes. So every episode, I would like to teach something. Because like I said, I'm a lifelong student and I have read a lot of books. And since I said Black women are everything, and this is the first series that I'm going to do with Mother series, with Nappy Kitchen. And it's called the Mother series. And I'm going to start where it all began, with my testimony and with us. So we're going to talk about Mother Africa and the mother within us. I'm going to highlight some mothers that I have a lot of respect for on Instagram. So please follow me on Instagram. That's Nappy Kitchen. Just at Nappy Kitchen on Instagram. Please, please, please follow me. I'm going to be shouting out some wonderful women in the Greenville community. And if you're watching from a place that's other than Greenville, I would like to encourage you to do the same. There's something about uplifting a Black woman. A compliment from another Black woman it does wonders, because we get it. We get it. I see you, sis. I see you. And I can't wait to show love to these women who have been working hard and just killing it. But this is going to be the Mother series, and I'm going to talk to my own mother. I can't wait to have her in for an episode. I hope that you guys watch. Like I said, she's still in her mess. I am okay with that, because forgiveness doesn't start when you're pregnant. Forgiveness doesn't start when you're perfect. Forgiveness should start now. God doesn't wait until we're perfect to forgive us. So we're going to jump right into that. We're going to talk about mothers within us and Mother Africa. So what we're learning today is about the Eve gene. Some of you may already know about this, but I would like for everybody to look up the Eve gene. Look it up yourself. I could post it in the comments, but that's not what we do. We're going to learn and grow and build together. Look up the Eve gene. The Eve gene is something that scientists are saying that Black women possess. Sorry, everybody else, only Black women. Hey, girls. Did I toast that? I missed the toast. But yeah, I just really wanted to highlight that, because there are going to be a lot of scientific connections that I want to pinpoint, and I want to create a space where we can debate that, because not everybody is going to agree with what I say. Not everybody. If there are white people watching and I offend you, I'm sorry. If there are males watching and I offend you, I'm sorry. If there are other black women that are watching and I offend you, I'm sorry. That is just a disclaimer. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I really want to talk to everyone. So if you disagree with something that I'm saying, or if you want to know more, or if you want to challenge anything that I'm saying, I am open to that, because that is the way that I learn. And the more that I learn, the better that I'm going to be at this. So let's look up the E gene. Let's talk about that. Black women possess the ability to create any genetic makeup. So any hair color, any eye color, any skin color, that is us. That is what the E gene basically is. Black woman can do that. No other woman. So scientists have done a whole lot of research and say that basically Black women populated the entire earth. A lot of people feel like all life originated in Africa. Some people agree with that. Some people disagree with that. I've done a lot of reading. It makes a lot of sense, because in elementary school, that's what we were taught, that the continent split from Africa and that people migrated from there. So it makes sense. But I would like to talk about, during the Mother series of Nappy Kitchen, I would like to talk about how we went from birthing the earth to being the most disrespected. How did that happen? How did we get here? We're really going to get real. Like, how did we get here? Some people say it's because our men don't respect us. Some people say it's because we don't respect ourselves. Some people say it's the rap music and its lyrics. Some people say it's a whole lot of things. But we definitely know it's an issue. We definitely know that we are disrespected, and we see the things going on. We see the disrespect within ourselves, within our community is what I mean. And we see the disrespect from outsiders. But let's talk about it. Do you feel like it's something that we can change? Do you feel like there's a solution? What is that solution? What do you think? I definitely don't have the answers to that. I'm just one person. But I just want to create a space where we can talk about those things. Even if we don't get to the answer today or tomorrow, this year or next year, we might feel a little better talking about it. Or we can share those ideas with our daughters. You know, change starts within our homes. What can we do? What can we do as Black women to help save ourselves? Even if we can't change the people who are outside of our homes, outside of our communities, what can we do within ourselves to get a little more respect? I don't know. What do you think? So that was my intro to me. So we've got the professional credentials. We've got the personal credentials that God has given me. We've got the idea of what I want Nappy Kitchen to be. I really want it to be a place where Black women can learn, grow, connect, build together. Really the Black community, really any and everybody. If you think about it, this can benefit anyone. Excuse me. We've got why I called it Nappy Kitchen, obviously. For the culture. Kitchen is the area of our hair that we typically hide. We're going to talk about a lot of insecurities. Kitchen is also the place in the Black community where a lot of healing takes place. So while we're talking about those insecurities, I hope that after every episode you feel a little bit better. Just a little bit. If not, we can talk about that. Tell me what I can do a little bit better, a little bit differently. I have events planning. Nappy Kitchen New Year is coming. We are going to have a vision board party. We're going to have some wine and snacks and really get in there and talk about what we are not taking into 2019 with us. I am so excited about all the things to come. I am really ready to show the world all of the things that I've been hiding all these years. I've been such a weird person. All of this time. If you know me personally, then you know what I mean when I say that. I think on so many different levels. Like, there could be one thing in front of me and I'm thinking about 7 different angles for those things. And so I'm really glad that God put Nappy Kitchen on my heart, because now that I can just express those things in the way that I want to express those. And I really hope that somebody pays attention, number 1. And I hope that it helps someone, number 2. And if I can make a little money while I'm at it, number 3. Awesome. If not, that's fine too. Back to the notes and make sure I covered everything. I talked about how my mom is going to help me with the mother series. We have so many series planned, single moms. I can't wait to bring my son on board. We're going to talk about co-parenting. We're going to talk about so many different things. So many things that I know Black women and women in general can relate to. We talked about not waiting. Again, I want to repeat, if you have a dream, if you literally, this was an idea that I had, and I already have viewers, not many, hopefully they'll grow, but I have viewers. I have people that are buying my t-shirts. I have a business already. Like I said, I am a Black business owner. I had this dream in March of this year, and I'm already producing things. Do not wait. Go for it. If you have a dream, a vision, go for it. The only difference between a dream and a goal is action steps. Just start walking, start drawing, start writing, start cooking, start whatever it takes, whatever. Just make a plan and literally go for it. Believe in yourself and it can happen. I don't know how far that I will go, but it feels so good already, just taking a chance on myself. Let me see. We talked about why I did this on Black Friday. It's very significant. The history behind Black Friday is moving from the red into the black. Businesses are often operating in the red all year. And I feel like Black women operate in the red in our lives. We're always giving more than we had to give. And I want to declare today that you, me too, but more so you, because I'm doing this for you guys, you no longer operate in the red. We're going to move from the red to the black. Today, tomorrow, every day. This is Black Friday, but this is about the rest of our lives. Let's see. What else did we talk about? Oh, yes. And the comment section. Please, please, please talk in the comment section, because the comment section is the most important part of what I'm doing here. We really need to create a safe space for all of us to talk. It's, so important that we feel not judged. We Black women pretend a lot. We pretend at work. We pretend in front of our kids, sometimes in front of our significant others, in front of our friends. There's a lot of pretending that goes along with being a Black woman, because people are always judging us. We literally can't even have unkept eyebrows. There is so much that people are looking for us to maintain. That's why I just wanted to be myself. Like literally, if I present myself to you, my unkept, my bare face, whatever I am, the real me, I really want you guys to know that it's okay. If you have anything that's on your mind, if you want to drop it in the comments, if you want to put it in my inbox, you can find me on Instagram. Please, I answer back. I'm very responsive. Let's create a space where we can support one another. In Greenville, I'm in Greenville, South Carolina. I'm really trying to put Greenville on the map. I'm doing this for the home team. But if you're in your city, please create your own space. I do events where women get together and talk. Create your own focus group. Sit down and talk. Have some tea together. Just healthy, positive vibes. We club together all the time. We party together. We go out and drink together. If you can go to happy hour, you can sit down and talk. Just meet up with your friends and vent. Simple enough, but it's so good for your mental health. Send your friends happy on their way home so that they don't carry whatever it was during their day into their homes. That's all. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm really just trying to save the Black woman, because the Black woman has been saving everybody else. I see you, sis. I see you, sis. I see you, and I love you. I love us for real. To quote Monique, let's see. Oh, yeah, we talked about Donald Trump being a call to action. I'm just recapping. We got to wake up. We got to wake up. White supremacy will always reinvent itself. We have to continue to do that. We really do. We have to be smart about it. It can't just be a TV show, because TV shows are going to get canceled. Look how much our TV shows get canceled. We have clothing lines that don't make it. We have one or two positive movies maybe a year, but we get like a few black actors that we can hold on to. We don't have a lot of heroes, you know. We got Black Panther, great, you know. But think about how we felt when we saw Black Panther. The reason that we felt like that is because it doesn't happen so often. We need so many channels, we need to flood. We really need to overdo it. There needs to be a me in every city. I don't want to be the only. I don't care. You can call it Nappy Kitchen 2, Nappy Kitchen 3, Nappy Kitchen 4. I don't care what you call it, but there needs to be a black woman championing, championing, how, championing. Y'all, is that a word? Championing. What do you say about a champion? Championing. Why can't I say that word? That is so weird. Let me write it. Champion. I can say champion. I'm trying to make it a verb. Anyway, let's just move on. I'm still going to use this episode with the mistakes. That's another thing about Nappy Kitchen. Nappy Kitchen is always going to be real. I'm not going to make it beautiful and cut it so that it's perfect. Everybody that's been watching me knows that I always keep the real. I usually drop the phone every episode. I'm so excited to make it through my first YouTube recording without even dropping the phone. That is progress for me. And hopefully if you continue to watch, you will see how awkward I am and know that that really is progress for me. I didn't drop the phone this time. But there should be a black woman in every school, every workplace, every city, every town, giving voice to our issues, giving voice to the things that we go through. I'm really just trying to be the first of many. You know, let's just keep it real with each other the best way that we know how, and then the rest will follow. I don't know what is going to come of this, but I feel like it's going to be something good. I'm really excited. I hope that you guys are too. I got through all of my notes. I am so excited, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with me. My next show will definitely be a bit more in depth. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes we laugh, sometimes we cry. We keep it real with each other. If you have something that you want me to cover or you want me to talk about, hit me up on Instagram, Nappy Kitchen. Send me an inbox. We will talk about it. Everything is always kept confidential. I won't reveal who wrote me the letter. We'll just talk about the letter. And again, let's take feedback. How do you think I did? This is my first YouTube recording, so let me know. I hope to see you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching.